Hello, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today is a marathon of me decluttering, cleaning, and organizing my basement. This is 3 videos, so it is almost an hour long of different days of me decluttering and organizing my basement. And it is so cool to see the transformation over time, what I got rid of, what I waited to get rid of. If you need some motivation to do some major cleaning, decluttering, and organizing, this is definitely the video for you. Like I said, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. We are getting so close to that 1,000 subscribers. So if you like this sort of thing, I hope you stick around, hit like, subscribe, and I hope you share it with your friends. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy this hour-long cleaning, decluttering, and organizing of my basement. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are doing part 2 in my decluttering series for 2025, and today we are working on my basement where we keep 95% of my baby items. So I said we were going to do my toddler's room next, but I realized that I need to come down here and get things to put away upstairs before I can actually organize and put them away. So we are starting down here. I wanted to get the cover off of this car seat and a few other things in the wash. And you will see that I totally gave up on recording that because it took way longer than I expected. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by cleaning out this car seat with just some alcohol and water to disinfect it and get it nice and cleaned up. And then we are going to move on to getting some baby items out and seeing what I have and decluttering some things. It's like I didn't realize when I put it away that I probably didn't need it all again, and some things like teethers and certain toys needed to be thrown out just because I couldn't actually properly wash and disinfect them. So that's what we are going to do next. We are going to go and look through all of those things. So those of you who may be new here, if you can't tell, I am about 7 months pregnant, and I am in that quote unquote nesting phase, I guess. And so that's why we're going through and decluttering and going through a bunch of baby things, is because I am in that phase of wanting to get everything ready and prepared. So that's why we're doing this. And I had this big container down here that I was keeping the car seat in and a couple other things in, and I realized that I could use them for something else. So that's why I'm getting it out. And then here I'm going through all of the baby toys and teethers, and I'm seeing what I can wash and then what I'm actually going to get rid of. So all these books here, these soft crinkle books, I can throw these in the wash. And then some of the teethers I was able to keep, and toys that I knew that I could wipe down and disinfect. But some things, I'm contemplating on this because I couldn't put it in the washer. So I'm going to actually see if I can spot clean that one. But there were some that I just could not salvage. So I'm going to go through and get rid of some things that I just know probably should not be used twice.
I see you in a while, 'cause this time I will choose you, yeah. Now choose. You know exactly how to look like this. Holding in a bag full of goods and needs. I need a night like this. Knowing it's a risk. I'm by the byway, waiting for your lead.
So now we're moving on to like nursing stuff. I had like pump parts and stuff that I'm going to go through and see what I need to take out and disinfect and sterilize. So that's what I'm going to be doing here next. And you'll have to let me know. I am like, I'm so new at like this this toddler and a little baby. Was it easier going from 1 to 2 than 0 to 2 or 0 to 1 kids? I've heard like mixed opinions on it. Like, I'm really excited to see what my oldest is gonna be like around a baby, but you have to let me know how it was to transition from 1 kids to 2.
Right back in. I'm on the sideline where you wanna be. I'm by the byway, waiting for your lead. I don't wanna fall in love like this, but I can't help to fall for you repeatedly. I'm on the sideline.
So here's that big container I was talking about. So at first, I'm wiping it down with just that alcohol and water just to clean it out. And so at first I was going to put bags of like clothes that my toddler just grew out of. And I'm like, oh, I'll just keep them in here. But then I was like, no, they're already in a bag. Like, I can just put them on the shelf. So what I ended up doing with this container, and you'll see here in a minute, I ended up putting all of his toys in here that are in like rotation or out of rotation, I guess. Because we do toy rotation. I've talked about this so many times and done a few videos on it. So there's all the toys that I needed to put away that were up in his room and that are not being used right now, but I will rotate them out shortly. So I'm like, I'll just put them in this container. That way they're safe down here and it keeps them out of like the dust. And they're all together. So my thought is all of the toys fit in here, which was great. And then I know that if we get to a point where toys aren't fitting in here anymore, then I know that maybe we need to look into decluttering some things. So this is a pretty big tote. As you can see, it's like more than half of this couch, but everything fit in here really nicely. It's all together and it really helped like see what we actually have. So I also have some toys in this like Mega Bloks container. So I was able to take those all out of there. And then I had a smaller little Mega Bloks bag that I put like the smaller toys, like little cars and things like that. So those were all kept together and not just like thrown about in the box. But I really like this setup. Now there is some toys that didn't fit, like bigger tracks and stuff, but we only have like 3 of those, and they were fine just like sitting out. But yeah, I'm happy with this. I think we're gonna stick with this for a while and see how it works. And I'm gonna put it somewhere where I can like get to it easier. You'll see here towards the end that I'll put it back like where it was, but it's easy to get to. But yeah, I'll see how this works for the toy rotation. It seems like it's gonna work well, just because of the size, and yeah, I really like it.
Come home to me once you've traveled the world, all the spaces inside your heart. I hope I'll be your destination. I hope I'll be your life-changing sensation. I hope I'll be something that you won't let go. I'll be your high when you fall down low. I hope I'll be your destination. You're gone now, but you're coming back. You know that, you know that. You're the traveling kind, it's a known fact. Yeah, I know that. I hope I'll be your
Now I'm just putting away some books that we got out for Christmas. I keep this container down here of books that I rotate out as well. So he got so many from our baby shower, and then my husband and I had a lot of books from when we grew up, so it's just easier that way to rotate them out. So I had a few other things that I needed to put back on the shelves and organize them better. I had this mat that comes apart, and I thought it would work perfectly down here just for right now. We don't need it at the moment, so I'm just going to store it on top of the books. But yeah, I'm really happy with the way a lot of this organization turned out down here. We have these shelves and it has helped us so much. But now we are moving on to all of this. So what I'm putting in this bag is stuff that I'm like just throwing away that I would not want to donate, just because they're past the point of like properly taking care, like properly cleaning them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some of the stuff away. I had parts of a swing that I wasn't sure if I was going to be using, and then I did have some clothes in here that I could not donate because they were really stained or just not very good to be donated. So, but the rest in here I was able to donate, and then I'm gonna add a few more items to it that I had that I knew that I was not going to use again. So I'm going to take this time to finally go through and get rid of those. But if you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. This was a quicker video this week, but next week we have a really big one. We are going to be organizing baby stuff, putting away clothes, getting things ready. So if you enjoy this type of content, I hope you stick around and subscribe if you haven't, and click the notification bell to be notified when I do upload my videos. But yeah, we are just winding down, finishing up. This was day 2, so I just had to put away a few things. You see I put the toy bin on the floor there, and it's easier to get to, and I'm just tidying up. We are pretty much finished in here. That red container on the floor is going to be gone here shortly, so I won't have to deal with that. But yeah, just finishing up, and like I said, next week will be a big video. I have tons of stuff that I have to go through and organize and put away that I took upstairs, so that will be next week. But you'll see here in a second the finished product. We put some stuff away, got some stuff organized, and this is stuff that I am donating and decluttering and gotten rid of, and it feels so good. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we are going to be working on my basement, and I think this is the 3rd video I've done down here, but it is a work in progress, that is for sure. So today we are starting on decluttering so many things. I have so much to go through in my house. I am planning on doing decluttering throughout the whole summer, so stick around and subscribe if you want to see that. But today we are starting down here because there were so many toys and baby clothes that I wanted to go through. This is definitely one of my pain points, so I wanted to start down here just to make things a little bit easier on me as far as toy rotation goes and getting out the next size up clothes for my youngest. If you are new here, I just had a baby about 6 weeks ago or so, and yeah, we're just trying to get my life together to make this part of my life a little bit easier. So I'm gonna start with the toys here, and I wanted to go through this little organizer, and then there's toys sitting on top. So to me, there was just way too many, just overflow, and there's definitely some that I know that my oldest has not played with in such a long time, and that my youngest probably will not play with either. So I wanted to go through those first and get that out of the way.
With the whole world at our feet, we could stay or we could leave. There is nothing in between. So baby, we should start living now, 'cause we only have this life. Wanna laugh and wanna cry. I don't wanna waste my time.
So in this container I keep all of the like medium-sized toys, which I would say 90% of the toys fit in this container, but I wanted to be able to fit almost all of the toys in here, obviously not the big ones, but so I'm going through this container and taking out as much as I can. I did get rid of a whole box full of things, so that was super helpful when it came to putting the other toys back. So I'm just gonna go through and look to see what I can get rid of, and then we will move on to the clothes. You'll have to let me know in the comments. I have that bag of like that Mega Bloks bag full of like the little parts that come with toys, and it's crazy how many little parts there are to toys. Like, oh my gosh. Keeping them all together is the hardest part, but what I do is I just put them in that Mega Bloks bag, or you can find a Ziploc bag or something like that to keep them contained. I've talked about toy rotation in other videos, and that has worked best for us, so that's why I use this giant container, so I can come down here and just come through here, look to see what I have, and then take up the toys that I want and bring down the toys that I'm rotating out. It just makes it so much easier. So that's also why I wanted to get this stuff cleaned and organized, is because it was driving me absolutely nuts, and I don't need that at this point in my life with a newborn. So I'm just going to put these big toys back on top, and we will come back to that later. I do kind of move around some of that stuff a little bit more to make it a little bit more functional, but for right now I'm just trying to get this stuff out of the way so that I can get to the clothes. Now that red container right by my feet is full of very old weights, so that is why I'm not moving it out of the way. If I could, I definitely would. So moving on to what I'm using to label my containers, thank you to Fomio for sending me their printer. This is the coolest little thing. I don't have a Cricut, so this is the next best thing. It prints out labels from your phone via Bluetooth. So I'm just showing you here on the Fomio app. So all you have to do is download their app when you buy one of their printers, and you are able to print out your labels from here. They have images that you can print out, little graphics, different fonts, things like that. So I'm just showing you right now that I am going to be doing a label for 3 to 6 months, and you can make it any size you want, different fonts, different colors, and they also have different paper that you can choose, and I'll show you that in a minute. But right here I'm just printing out a label for my 3 to 6 month container. So all you have to do is you'll hit print in the top right corner, it connects it via Bluetooth, and then it just prints it out. This machine is very small, portable. You could take it on the go if you had to, organize on the go, but it was so easy, and it just, you pull it off like a sticker. So I'm just gonna pull it off here, and then I have the green paper just because I thought it was really pretty, but there's so many different types of papers that you can use, and it sticks really well to this container right here. And then I'm also going to show you how you can do different graphics. So if you were labeling, like for example, I'm going to show, like I'm going to be labeling holiday outfits. So I picked a little pumpkin, it's super cute, and I just put on holiday outfits, and it's so easy to go in there, pick a font, type it out, and print it out. It takes no time at all. They also have tables, and then you can also print out images as well. They are in black and white, but here's the different papers that they come with, or that you can purchase. It had different colors, so if you were labeling a little girl's room or you were labeling your office, things like that, it'll print out little stickers. It is like, there's just so many things you can do with this. I have yet to look into all the possibilities, but I wanted to thank Fomio for sending me the printer, and then I'm also going to be adding a 10% discount code in the description box, so please check that out. So now we're moving back on to organizing. So this side of the room, I know I've talked about this before, is all of our camping stuff. Now these are really big items, and we do camp a lot throughout the year, so I didn't want to really get rid of anything in this video because a lot of this is my husband's, and I'm doing this while he's at work. So that is why I'm just kind of tidied up a little bit. I'm going to put some stuff away, but that's really all I'm going to do in this corner because I really couldn't do much else. So we're just going to put some things back, and then we're going to move on to the other side of the room where I'm going to take out some diaper boxes, move this stuff around, and then start going through the clothes. Oh my gosh. If you know, you know, but we, thank goodness, have been gifted a lot of clothes, whether that be secondhand. We've had just, you know, birthdays, Christmas, things like that. And luckily, my second is also a boy, so we didn't have to buy anything new. But we were given a lot of stuff, like I said, secondhand, and we have so much, and I just need to go through, now that I know like how big he is or how big he's going to be in certain sizes at certain times of the year. Now I can go through and sort of like get rid of things that I'm like, okay, he's not going to be in 6 to 9 months in the winter time. That's going to be, you know, late summer, early fall. So now I can kind of see what style of clothes I need to really hang on to. So that's what we are going to do now. I have 3 or 4 containers that I'm going to go through and quickly like, okay, I didn't like the way this one snapped. I didn't like the way this one zippered, or this one has a stain, or things like that. So I'm just going to go through and, you know, go through those clothes. As you can see, an outfit change, because yes, with a newborn and a toddler, this did take me about 3 days to do. And so I would do about 20 or 30 minutes at a time. And then that's all I could get done. And then, you know, also trying to go through toys and clothes like this with a toddler with you is kind of difficult. But he was having a lot of fun. There's a lot of toys down here, so he was able to play. But this first container, I'm just going through and just quickly seeing like, okay, I didn't like this outfit, or didn't like the way this fit, or this one's sentimental, so I'm keeping it, that sort of thing. I really only give myself just a few seconds to look at an item and know whether I want to keep it or not. Touch it, feel it, you know, if you want to take that time to, you know, try to see if you want to keep it. But that's what I try to do, is keep it under like 5-10 seconds. Because the longer you know, look at an item and think about, well, he wore it here, he wore it there, it'll get really, you know, sentimental really quick, and you're not going to want to get rid of anything. So I just give myself a few seconds, look at it, look at the condition, and then decide whether I want to get rid of it or not. So the pile to my left is some clothes that I'm going to take upstairs that might fit both my boys right now, so I'm just making a pile for that. What I'm putting back in the container is I'm consolidating some sizes, and then that pile in front of me is what I'm going to donate.
At me like I know what he's thinking, but I don't have a clue. True talent in avoiding conversation, yeah, it's almost rather cruel. Oh, I know he got me good in his pocket. I know that I'm just a treat. Well, it tastes bitter
So as I was going through these clothes, the video is going to pause here in a second. Look at my face. Also, what am I? The position I'm in, oh my gosh. I was just in the zone and did not even care. But yeah, my toddler was definitely very, very helpful. But he was having a good time, and that's all that matters. He was occupied and having a great time. But going through another size bin, I'm like, oh my gosh, my toddler must have wore 12 to 18 months forever, because I have 12 to 18 months in like 3 different seasons. So just going through and seeing what I can get rid of.
Share my lipstick, taste my breath, and love me like you love a pack of smokes in the morning. Share my lipstick, taste my breath, and love me like you love a pack of smokes in the morning. One for the pain, no hesitation, jerk as you can.
So as I'm going through these clothes, I always try to think like, what is my voiceover gonna be? So I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm doing pretty well postpartum. You know how that is, but like I said, we're getting close to the 2-month mark and things are going well. I have been trying to get out videos at least once a week, but just in this point in my life it might not be possible, so we're trying to get them out when I can. But yeah, we're doing well. You might hear some little baby sounds in the background, but this container I think I was looking through was like holiday clothes, like my first Halloween, my first Thanksgiving. And I was like, I don't need 2 first Halloween outfits. So I only kept 1 of each. Yeah, it's just stuff like that. You accumulate it so fast, and especially when other people give it to you as like gifts and stuff, you never want to get rid of that. But I'm always under the idea of, if I give you something and it's taking up space in your house or you don't have a need for it any longer, please, by all means, donate it, get rid of it, because I don't want that to be a pain point for you. So I know a lot of people don't want to get rid of things like gifts, but if it's not doing you any good and it's taking up space, I think it's better for your mental health to get rid of unwanted clutter. So that's what I'm trying to do, is try to have that mindset. But here I'm just switching over. I had so many like 12 to 18 month clothes for all different seasons. I wasn't quite sure yet, if I needed to get rid of all of the one season, because I'm like, I don't know how big he'll be quite yet at that point. So I'm just putting that in a bigger container, and then I'm going through a bag. I think that they were all like 24 or 2T. So I'm quickly going to go through that, and then we will move on to getting all these clothes put away and organized. I also have a goal this year of hitting 1,000 subscribers. We are so close, and I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, but if you haven't yet already, I hope you do. Stick around. We have a lot more planned for this summer. If you like cleaning, organizing, and decluttering, I hope you stick around. So we definitely got rid of a lot more than I was expecting. So I'm going to be putting all of this into a trash bag to donate. Now I could sell some of these items because they are newer, maybe only worn once, in really good condition, but I recently went to a local like Once Upon a Child, and they didn't take as many things as I expected. And I know it's the same with like if you've ever been to a Plato's Closet, like they only take a few things and like you get $5 for them, but my local Once Upon a Child is only doing like store credit right now, which is not a big deal, but it's like 40 minutes for me to drive there, so I'm like, I'm just gonna donate these, and I think it'll do better there. So now I'm just going to be putting away my containers. It's like Tetris. Is that the game in here? So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to put these things away with the most functionality, and I think I did pretty well. You'll see me move around the toys a little bit because I feel like they can fit somewhere nicer other than just sitting on top of there. So I just put that there, and then we will get the rest of this tidied up. I know it's not Pinterest worthy, but it's as good as it's gonna get right now, and I'm happy with it. That's all that matters.
Down it to compile it. Oh no, I see you only when you're ballin'. Oh no, I don't even care to doubt. I'll see you in a while, 'cause this time I will choose.
Know that it's not Pinterest worthy organization, but it's gonna work for right now because I still have some stuff to go through that I might need my husband's help just getting down, just because it's all the way up there and it's kind of heavy. I know I want to get rid of that bassinet, and I think we're gonna get rid of that swing, but I'm gonna look into how to get rid of that still. But yeah, so I think this is a good place to start. Like I said, organization is just trial and error, honestly, and especially down here when we have such a small space but so much stuff that like I don't know what I want to do with yet. Like, do we get rid of certain things yet? Like, do I know if I want it yet? I don't know. But we really downsized the clothes. Let me show you. This whole black bag full of clothes to take, all of this stuff to take, and I'm also going to get rid of this playpen, so that will keep us some space. That is garbage. This is just, we'll put it upstairs in a little bit when we actually need it. But yeah, I'll show you. So this is literally all the toys except for that big thing. There's a couple things on that shelf, and then that little people play set. So that's pretty good. This all has to be looked at, but like I said, most of the stuff is my husband's, and like we camp so much that like it's just such big stuff. We don't have a shed, we don't have a storage location, so it's just gonna have to be like that for right now, but that's fine. But we do have some floor space. Ignore the rug. And then this is a twin size mattress that's in 2 carpenter bags that we're gonna put maybe up in the attic, I'm not sure. And then just a couple empty containers. But other than that, like this is clothes that I'm taking upstairs to be washed. So hello, and thank you for clicking on today's video. We are doing some major decluttering and reorganizing of this space in my house, the basement. This is probably the 3rd video on the basement. I think there could be more. This could be the 4th. But if you've been here for a while, you know that this is a pain point in our house. It is a storage area. Our basement is like partially finished, as you can see, and we have these shelves back here, and this is where we put all of our things that we don't use all the time. So camping gear and baby gear that we're not currently using, and toys for toy rotation. So we have a lot to go through today. I wanted to get rid of a good bit of things, and we did get rid of a few. I will tell you, we did get rid of a good bit of stuff, so I'm super excited. My main reason for doing this is to get prepared for the holidays. I really want to go around and declutter before the holidays. There's definitely always an influx of things, especially toys or just things in general coming into your house during Christmas time. And so I definitely wanted to get this space ready for toy rotation and anything else that I needed to store down here. And I think it worked out pretty well.
Shut the lights, go infrared. We can spend all day in bed.
So the big things I wanted to get rid of in here was some bigger baby items that I knew we no longer needed, like that diaper genie. We had a playpen here that was no longer needed, and then diapers. I I got so many diapers for our baby shower for my firstborn a few years ago that we never really got through all of them, and my second grew out of diapers so quickly that I have so many newborn size. I know I can exchange them, but a friend of mine, her daughter just had twins, and so I am going to give them to her. I do apologize if you hear things in the background. I have 2 kids, 2 and under, and it's just real life. So I do apologize. I really have no other space to record this. So I'm just going to go ahead and reorganize some things that I knew I wanted to keep, like the little bathtub and this little bassinet, just because we don't know if we want to have another. So I'm going to store those here, and with getting rid of a lot of other things, I finally had space to put these things.
Stay, gotta be alone. Let's talk. Meet me at the avenue. I don't need nobody else but me. It doesn't matter what you're gonna say. I just need time right now. I'm going alone tonight. I don't need nobody else but me. But I'm thinking about the way the way you make me grounded. Thinking about the way you used to hold me. Like a stone in the water, sinking down, down, down. I'm still falling for you. Forget what I said, just come on over. Forget what I said.
So you might be thinking, why is she just moving things around? Really, I'm moving things around. I just want to configure them in a better spot than they were. I know that there's a better way to organize this. I just really haven't figured it out quite yet, but I think I'm super close to the most optimal organization in this area. And that's one thing about organizing and decluttering. It's an ongoing process. Like, you're never truly done because you're going to always have things. So never feel like it has to be absolutely perfect. I'm like, if it fits, I'm going to put it there. If it looks better, if it feels better, that's what I'm going for. So that was my goal in this video.
I don't need nobody else but me. But I'm thinking about the way you make me grounded. Thinking about the way you used to hold.
You will see me moving around these bigger totes of clothes, and off camera a few weeks ago I went through all of the kids' clothes from like newborn to 12 months, and I condensed it all down to I think 4 large containers, and that one of those containers is like bigger kids' clothes, and it's only half full because I had a couple friends of mine who had babies around the time I did, so I was able to give them a lot between the 2 of them, and I only kept so many of each size, and I'm so happy I did that because we are at a stage, it's like, we don't know, we're gonna have another one, I don't know, and like, what if we have a girl and these are all boys' clothes? So I just wanted to keep the very minimal of each, and I'm so glad I did.
The way you used to hold me. Like a stone in the water, sinking down, down, down. I'm still falling for you. Forget what I said, just come on over. Forget what I said, just come on over.
So now we are moving on to some toys that I had already decluttered, and there's a playpen there that I'm getting rid of, and you might have seen that in a past video because yes, I still haven't gotten rid of it yet. It's a pretty big item, and your life gets busy. But anyways, I'm putting these toys into a bag to donate, and then all those diapers there on the left I'm going to put in this box to get to that woman I was talking about that had the twin granddaughters. So I am getting all this put away, and then we will go through and actually declutter more toys because Christmas is coming up. So we are going to go through, declutter more toys, some that were broken, you know how it goes. So yes, I'm just putting all these diapers together and getting them ready.
What's it gonna take for you to love me? What's it gonna take for you to show feels, yeah. I've been trying to take it slow, but my patience low. Think it's time you let me know. What's it gonna take for you to love me? Yeah. still getting nowhere, yeah. If winter blows here, baby, I fear we gon' disappear. Do you even want me? Do you even worry that I'm gonna love somebody else? Do you think about me when you're feeling lonely by yourself? What's it gonna take for you to love, take for you to love me? What's it gonna take for you to show, take for you to show feels, yeah. I've been trying to take it slow, but my patience low. Think it's time you let me know. What's it gonna take for you to love, take for you to love me, yeah. Yeah.
You might also be thinking, what the heck is that giant garbage bag doing on your couch? It's actually a twin mattress rolled up that my husband put in 2 contractor bags on either side of it so that it wouldn't get dusty, but I would love to get rid of it. It's something that we cannot agree on. We just can't agree on that one, but what I want to do ultimately is I think put it on the top shelf so it like spans across the top shelf and the top of the fridge, just to get it out of the way. But that's what it is. I'm not moving that by myself in this one. It's not that it's super heavy, it's just bulky and awkward, so it's gonna stay there. I'm sorry. I apologize, that might be weird looking, but it is what it is, you know? And you'll see towards the end of this video that this is also my husband's space down here. We do have exercise equipment down here, and I really wanted to get that cleaned up, so I am going to be cleaning. It was absolutely disgusting with like the dust and the spider webs and stuff, so we will be doing some pretty satisfying cleaning at the end, so definitely stick around for that. But there's also a red container here off to the right with some lids on it that is full of like vintage weights that were my husband's grandfather that we are trying to get rid of as well. I literally cannot move the container, so that's why it's staying there. It's right there in front of the workbench. I can't move it. It's probably 200 or 300 pounds. I don't know. So that's something that my husband, we're going to try to maybe sell it on Facebook Marketplace or something, but it's going to have to stay as well. But right now we are going through the toys. This is where I keep most of the toys that aren't big in this container for toy rotation. There looks like a lot, but really they're just a lot of like medium-sized toys. This is the small toys that are in this little bag, and I'm just going through getting rid of like broken pieces, things like that. I will say it definitely is harder to do this while your kids are at home, but I really don't have any choice. And he's still pretty young, but he, you know, he's understanding of his toys and, you know, where they're going. But I do this a lot, so he kind of knows, you know, the drill. And I'm not getting rid of like really good stuff either. And if I do get rid of something, it's because he probably doesn't play with it, and I'm not throwing it away. I'm giving it to Goodwill or something like that. But I just wanted to go through, and I really wanted to condense these toys down, kind of organize them a little bit better in here, because when Christmas comes, I do another rotation of toys, and I try to take a lot more downstairs just because I know he's going to get a few for Christmas. So I don't want it to be overwhelming for them upstairs. And now that my youngest is starting to play with toys a little bit, we're going to have a mixture. And I know there's going to be more, you know, with 2 kids, but this helps so much to condense them down. It makes it less overwhelming for them and for you as well. You'll have to let me know in the comments, when do you start decorating for Christmas? I just decorated for fall like last week. And I generally don't decorate for Halloween. I think we have 2 like jack-o'-lantern looking things, but I decorate generally for fall. But we usually do not decorate for Christmas until the day after Thanksgiving. So let me know in the comments, how early or how late do you decorate for Christmas? My son was definitely interested in helping me, and he did want to take some toys upstairs, which I said that was fine. We brought some back downstairs to kind of make up for it, but he was very interested, and that's quite all right. So I'm just putting them back in. They fit so much better because I was able to get rid of a few, and I'm super, super happy. Now, bulky toys like this desk on the right, stuff that he was gifted, I don't want to get rid of them, obviously, but they do take up a lot of space. So I try to keep only one like really bulky toy upstairs at a time. So right now we have a big bucket of blocks and like a vehicle. It's like a container of vehicles upstairs. So this is the biggest thing he has, and he was given this as a gift. And oh my gosh, he loves to play with it. We don't play with it all the time because it does take up so much space. But I'm like, how the heck am I gonna store this? This is where I was gonna put the mattress, but I decided to put this up here, and I think I'm gonna take it down and switch it. But I was like, how the heck am I going to fit this up here? That's something that people I don't think of like when they're buying things for kids, is like how much space people have in their house. But it's fine. I'm very appreciative for it, and he loves it. So, we made it work. But this was just a before of this area, and then here is the after. It still looks cluttered, right? It's going to, but it looks so much better, and it feels so much better to me. So that is, in reality, is all that matters. So this is the next day. I wanted to finish tidying up in here. So I'm going to put away this exercise ball that I no longer need. And we are going to get cleaning down here.
Out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go.
So this area by the door here is a catch-all for everything we take out of the car, we bring in from, going somewhere. It finds its way in this little hallway. So I'm going to clean this up here. That bag there in the box is trash, and I will be moving some of that stuff out of the way there on the left. But I had to pick all this stuff up. As you'll see, it's just a catch-all. So I'm going to put some stuff in the laundry, put some stuff on the stairs to take upstairs, and we need to sweep down here. It's a basement, so a lot of it's just like dog hair and spider webs. So we are going to clean that up because, my husband's down here a lot during the week because we do have we do have this exercise area down here for him. So he's down here quite a bit. So I want to clean it up for him and make it look a little bit better.
Beyond.
Generally, I would use a shop vac down here just because I'm so like paranoid about ruining my vacuum upstairs, but it was fine. It worked just fine. It wasn't that bad. So I'm just getting the cobwebs and the dust and dog hair off the floor, and you're gonna see here in a minute how bad it was. It like sticks up against this wall because of a sump pump that we have. So yes, the dog hair sticks to this little area around the basement. I also want to spray everything down or just wipe it down with some isopropyl alcohol and water. So that's what I'm doing here.
Yesterday there was sun